All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a couple of real people out there just like you and just like me. First of all, thanks again for watching the channel. If you're subscribed, that's great. If you're not, if you can subscribe to the channel, that helps. And yes, the advertising, I understand it can be tedious. I would encourage folks, if they can watch the ads, it helps me out. In addition to that, you can sign up for Patreon to help me, $1 a month, $2 a month, whatever you can afford, and also YouTube memberships. Quick shout out to this band here, the Almond Betts Band. Bless Your Heart, which came out a while back, but I figured I'd talk about it since a lot of people don't even know it exists. Next generation Allman Brothers and Dickie Betts music right there. So the kids have taken up the torch and they're moving forward, even though pretty much the classic rock business ignores stuff like this. So bless your heart, right? That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's a Southern way of saying, yeah, whatever, dude. Bless your heart. You know nothing about anything. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they don't know a whole lot about anything. I already went off of them yesterday. People aren't all that interested in videos about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My guess is because they've moved on and they expect this stuff. David Letterman, though, had some interesting things to say about Warren Zevon not getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Letterman says that Zevon doesn't need the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He says, I don't care if it's next year. We're so long overdue on Warren, but that's fine. He's above and beyond the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And a lot of people have come to this conclusion. Now, there are a couple of things we don't really know right now. Warren Zevon, of course, isn't here to tell us his political views on certain topics. And because he's dead, that's a big disadvantage. Posthumous inductions don't make for great acceptance speeches. I believe his son would probably do that. Also, Warren Zevon doesn't fit the demographic. He's a white male. And we don't know, what he would say about himself right now. Would he be really upset that he exists and that he's mad and he would start chewing himself out for being who he is? We don't know. He would probably need to do those things in order to endear himself to an institution like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We do know that Warren wrote some songs in the old days, taking shots at the military-industrial complex. Go listen to The Envoy. That's the title track from his, I think, 1982 album, I want to say. Yeah, Don Henley on there as a special guest. And the usual California crew, I like to call them, just great musicians, great production. Warren was one of a kind. I probably wouldn't agree with Warren Zevon on politics, but who knows? Maybe I would agree with some of his stuff. I don't think that really matters at this stage. He was very unique. He was very talented. He certainly paved his own way. He blazed his own trail. Linda Ronstadt obviously was a big supporter, as she made a couple of Warren Zevon's tunes more mainstream. Warren had a very unique voice. Either you liked it or you didn't like it, that kind of a thing. I had the Excitable Boy album, and it was just really great music from that time period. That album alone should probably get him into the Hall of Fame, but again, you just don't know with this group of people. Some DJ you've never heard of got in there, and hip hop stuff gets in there, and people from like 50 years ago who should have gotten in there. And by the way, Letterman makes this point, which I think is interesting. He says, Warren Zevon was on the ballot for the first time and was not voted in, he says. I will say that I'm disappointed. He goes on to say, I'm not angry because I would have been surprised had it gone the other way. He adds, I think to be angry would have been 30 years ago when he should have been inducted. So many of these, right? Oh man, 30 years ago. So yeah, from what I understand, Warren Zevon wouldn't have even been on the ballot if it weren't for Billy Joel calling them up and saying, "Hey, what about Warren Zevon?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, Warren Zevon. That's kind of an interesting choice." And what did they do? They ignored Warren Zevon. Doesn't fit the profile. He's not here to defend himself either, which makes it easier for them just to reject his first ballot try. Maybe he'll be back next year. Maybe this will be a one-off thing. Maybe this will happen 10 years from now. We don't know. It's sad because if Warren were still here, his acceptance speech, I'm sure, would be very interesting. But he's not here. So in any event, we can only imagine. Here again, the Allman Betts Band, Bless Your Heart, which is real Southern rock, which again is really not being showcased anymore on classic rock radio stations. Even the old Southern rock is losing its footing, and there are reasons for that. We all know what they are. It's just sad what's happening to the music industry. And then AI is coming. So you can look forward to your music being all AI pretty soon. Not my music, but the future of music. I'll have to go back to the old stuff. I'll have to find people that are using equipment which actually records the music and produces it the way we all are accustomed to. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Again, if you can help the channel out, please do. Subscribing, watching these ads. I know the ads can get kind of tedious. I understand. I feel your pain. But it helps me out. Also, Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you soon.